What is up, YouTube? Live via satellite here, and today we are talking Kingdom. And in particular, guys, today we're talking nothing but intros. So guys, in honor of the fact that Kingdom has hit 600 chapters, I decided to put a video together where I have pretty much nothing but all of the intros I've done since chapter 543 and a couple of little bonus intros at the end. So I thought this would be a pretty cool idea because I got like 90% of my videos on private, and a lot of you guys did enjoy going back and rewatching some of the intros. So being the problem solver that I am, I decided to put them all here in one place for you guys. So anyways, that's about all the talking I'll be doing for this video. So enjoy and peace out.
I don't know what to say, really. Either we heal as a team, or we're gonna crumble, inch by inch, till we're finished. We're in hell right now, gentlemen. Believe me. And we can stay here, get the shit kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time. You find out life's this game of inches. The margin for error is so small, I mean, 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. Hell yeah. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second. On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's gonna make the fucking difference between winning and losing. Between living and dying.
Welcome to the grind. For what is each day but a series of conflicts between the right way and the easy way? 10,000 streams fan out like a river delta before you, each one promising the path of least resistance. Thing is, you're headed upstream. And when you make that choice, when you decide to turn your back on what's comfortable and safe and what some would call common sense, well, that's day one. From there, it only gets tougher. So just make sure this is something you want, because the easy way out will always be there, ready to wash you away. All you have to do is pick up your feet.
The sea turtles are born on land. The eggs are hatched and they are born on land and they are buried beneath the sand by the mother. The mother leaves after they gestate and they finally break out of the shell. The first thing, without any training, any background, any experience, or anybody to guide them, the first thing they do is turn to the water. Because instinctively they know that they were created to be in the water. And all of a sudden my mind blew wide open because suddenly I realized that I was sitting between intellect and instinct. Intellect could describe it, explain it, enunciate it, depict it, but it couldn't find it. It could explain it, but only instincts could find it.
Choice is the act of hesitation that we make before making a decision. It is a mental wobbling. And so we are always in a dither of doubt as to whether we're behaving the right way, doing the right thing, and so on and so forth, and lack a certain kind of self-confidence. You have to regard yourself as a cloud in the flesh, because you see, clouds never make mistakes. Did you ever see a cloud that was misshapen? Did you ever see a badly designed wave? No, they always do the right thing. But if you will treat yourself for a while as a cloud or wave and realize that you can't make a mistake, whatever you do, because even if you do something that seems to be totally disastrous, it'll all come out in the wash somehow or other. Then, through this capacity, you will develop a kind of confidence. And through confidence, you will be able to trust your own intuition. Now, this is the middle way of knowing it has nothing to do with your decision to do this or not. Whether you decide that you can't make a mistake or whether you don't decide it, it's true anyway. That you are like cloud and water.
Luck cannot be in there. Everyone's like, oh, Greg, you're lucky. You got this, Greg, you're lucky. Everything you do is luck. Bullshit. Because before it was luck, it was a belief. And every day with no one watching at 5 in the morning by myself, I trained it because I believed in it. Then I mastered it. No, I remastered it in hopes that one day my trained ability collided with an opportunity to show it off. That's what luck is. Start to finish, a blueprint that every single module inside of it you create, you own. Nothing subjective in there. It's all you. It's a guy that's willing to get knocked down, finally test on fortune, stand back up, the perseverance to see it through, the never say die attitude. Now the fun begins.
I know you are all tired and hungry, but I swear to you that even if these men were hanging from the clouds by their fingertips, we would pull them down before nightfall. Now, let all those who love me follow me!
Winter time. There's all kinds of winters. The winter when you can't figure it out, the winter when it all goes wrong. The down time, the discouraging time, when your heart is smashed in 1,000 pieces. The nights are unusually long. Now the question is, what do you do about the winters? Here's what you can do. Get stronger. If you're willing to do the push-ups, you can get stronger. If you're willing to put yourself through the paces, you can get stronger. Start practicing. Can you get stronger in handling life situations? Of course. But you got to go to work on yourself. You can't blame out there wishing it was easier. Wish you were stronger. Don't wish away the winters. That's called naive. Get stronger.
if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? No one wants to die. Even people who want to go to heaven don't want to die to get there. And yet, death is the destination we all share. No one has ever escaped it. And that is as it should be, because death is very likely the single best invention of life. It's life's change agent. It clears out the old to make way for the new. Right now, the new is you. But someday, not too long from now, you will gradually become the old and be cleared away. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary.
So when the tough times come, and they're going to come, when you feel like you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, and that's a part of the process. The people that will make it in this life, they look around for the circumstances that they want, and if they can't find them, they create them. People that are hungry are willing to do the things today others won't do. People that are hungry are relentless. People that are hungry are unstoppable. People that are hungry refuse to give up. People that are hungry, no excuse is acceptable. It's my time. It's possible. It's necessary. It's me. It's worth it. You gotta be hungry.
Did you think I'd forgotten you? Perhaps you hoped I had. Every kitten grows up to be a cat. They seem so harmless at first, small, quiet, lapping up their saucer of milk. But once their claws get long enough, they draw blood, sometimes from the hand that feeds them. For those of us climbing to the top of the food chain, there can be no mercy. There is but one rule: hunt or be hunted. Welcome back.
Greatness, it's just something we made up. Somehow we've come to believe that greatness is a gift reserved for a chosen few, for prodigies, for superstars, and the rest of us can only stand by watching. You can forget that.
Listen hard. Stick to the basics. Stick to the basics. Stick to the basics.
Once upon a time, there was a Chinese farmer who lost a horse, ran away. And all the neighbors came round that evening and said, "That's too bad." And he said, "Maybe." The next day, the horse came back and brought 7 wild horses with it. And all the neighbors came around and said, "Why, that's great, isn't it?" And he said, "Maybe." The next day, his son was attempting to tame one of these horses and was riding it and was thrown and broke his leg. And all the neighbors came round in the evening and said, "Well, that's too bad, isn't it?" The farmer said, "Maybe." And the next day, the conscription officers came around looking for people for the army, and they rejected his son because he had a broken leg. And all the neighbors came round that evening and said, "Isn't that wonderful?" and he said, maybe. It is really impossible to tell whether anything that happens is good or bad, because you never know what will be the consequences of a misfortune, or you never know what will be the consequences of good fortune.
Everybody has problems. Everybody has negativity. Everybody has struggles. Everybody has frustration. You're not the only one, and your shit is no fucking harder than anybody else's. And any story that you have that tells yourself that is a fucking internal mechanism excuse. That's real shit. But we all have a choice. And what defines who we're going to be and whether we're going to be fucking regular Joe motherfuckers or we're going to be champions and people who other people tell fucking stories about comes down to what we do when we're on the brink. And when you're on the fucking brink, it's one of two things. It's A, go be a bitch, or B, do the fucking work. And those are your fucking choices. When you get to that point of frustration, of anger, of being pissed off, that is tremendous fucking fuel for you to go out and do the shit that you want to do. You need to take everything that everybody said and shove it down their fucking throats. When you walk into a fucking room, those motherfuckers should look at the fucking floor. And you guys need to stop being pussies and start fucking using all the negative shit. I love those people. I should write them a fucking thank you card. Because if it wasn't for those motherfuckers, I wouldn't be who the fuck I am.
You call it a hobby, I call it a way of life. No way that you can stop me. You know that I've been training, right? The more you try to block me, the more that I control the fight. And now you on the ropes, now you on the ropes. What you gon' do? Quitting's not an option. That voice in your head that keeps telling you you got this lied to you. And now everybody's watching. You should've worked a little harder, cause man, your punches are garbage. I dream big, ain't that the point of it? Let's keep it real, huh? Ain't that the point of it? They used to tell me I was nothing, nothing. Now they tell me that I'm something. What's it gonna take for you to understand the concept? I ain't really got no time for all the nonsense. See, to you this is a joke, a little project. I guess you'll never understand this kind of mindset. Started as a dream, grew into reality. Made a lot of sacrifices, that's how it has to be. I give it everything I got, ain't no way you passing me. I know we're in the same profession, but you're not a match for me. I'm on another level. I'm on another level. I said I'm on another level. On another level.
Every transformation always gets worse before it gets better. It's supposed to be that way. The journey you're embarking on is not an easy path. It's not for the ill-hearted or the weak-natured. It's for the strong people. And before you embark on this journey, mentally you have to prepare yourself for it, knowing it's going to get worse before it gets better. When you embark this journey, you must know that it's going to go down before it comes up. But when it comes up, it's going to go so much higher than you've ever been. Sacrificing today for tomorrow's betterment. But if you didn't know that, mentally, you didn't prepare for that, you think something's wrong, maybe it's time to stop. No, it's time to move even further. You have to be equipped mentally to endure this process, knowing it's an uphill battle, but a winnable one and one that's achievable. And at the end of this race, guys, you're gonna be more capable. The first step, guys, is knowing it's a tough road. But through that effort, builds the character of the person you wanna be at the end. Accept that.
All right, I'm gonna show you. Listen to me, a true hunter, watch me. A true hunter is wired differently. We turn tragedy into triumph. We turn That's what lions do. Lions don't cry. Lions don't give up. Lions don't quit. Lions hunt. That's what we do for a living. And if you are a true lion, it does not make a difference what the circumstances is. Everybody wants to be a beast until it's time to do what real beasts do. There is no excuse for not living up to your fullest potential. No excuse. I told you, I didn't get a new daddy. I didn't get a new mama. What changed? I changed. And I stopped being a victim. I stopped saying I've got to wait for good things to happen to me. And I said, I'm going to grind. I'm going to fight. I'm going to work. I'm going to press toward. I'm going to learn. I'm going to do everything in my power. Every single day, I'm going to do everything in my power to become a victor and not a victim. Now let me say this before I move forward, and I can't explain it, but you better feel me. Winners win and losers lose. I can't explain it any better than that. I don't know how it happens, but winners win.
I'm the one that you was warned about. I'm the one that you was foretold about. I'm the one that you've been looking for. I am here. My coming was foretold. There's one coming, there's a bad motherfucker. Well, the bad motherfucker is here. I'm here. Show you what the fuck I can do. I am the one. There's a lot of pretenders, but I am the one. A lot of contenders, but I am the one. A lot of wannabes, but I'm the motherfucking one.
No flow. You understand everything is about flow? Everything? And I'm here trying to flow, and you come here and interrupt me and tell me that you're a failure?
Well, I'm doing the best that I can, all right? I've been in that park all morning. I haven't even eaten breakfast.
So what? What do you mean you haven't eaten breakfast? When you're on a mission, nothing else matters. Not food, not hygiene, not women. I would throw my mother under a bus, under 4 buses. To complete a mission. You see, that's the difference between you and me. And I ain't saying I'm proud of it because I'm not. But when I'm focused on something, everything else around me dies. I'll try to bring it back to life later on, but it stays dead until I complete the mission. Whereas you try to keep everything alive, and that's why you're a loser. You're the third man through the door. You're a fart catcher. You're either toothless or ruthless. Now you go out and find this guy because his destruction is your salvation. His demise is your transition from jerk-off. You're a figure painting. Be a masterpiece.
You want to be an elite warrior. It's not about how tough you are. It's not about how smart you are. It's not about how fast you are. If you want to be an elite warrior, you better get really, really good at helping the person to the left of you and helping the person to the right of you. It'll be the single most valuable thing you ever learn in your entire life. To accept help when it's offered and to ask for it when you know that you can't do it. The world is too dangerous and the world is too difficult for you to think that you can do these things alone. The amazing thing is, when you learn to ask for help, you'll discover that there are people all around you who've always wanted to help you. They just didn't think you needed it because you kept pretending that you had everything under control. And the minute you say, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm stuck, I'm scared, I don't think I can do this, you will find that lots of people who love you will rush in and take care of you. But that'll only happen if you learn to take care of them first.
One of the things that we know about life is that it is always changing. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Sometimes things go real well, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes you're happy, and sometimes you're sad. Now that's that thing called life. But during those down moments, that's where the growth takes place. The real challenge of growth comes when you get knocked down. Somebody said that adversity introduces a man to himself. What has brought you to this point? It doesn't matter about what happens to you. What matters is, what are you going to do about it? All of us have experienced some tragedy, and if we haven't, we will. And you can either let it destroy your life, or you can build upon it. Let it hold you down, or you can decide, I'm not going to let that happen to me. Make a declaration to yourself. Declare all out war that you're going to get out of this rut. There are times when anything that can happen will happen. Murphy's Law will be knocking at your door. You've got to be willing to go against the tide. You've got to be willing to harness your will and say, in spite of this, I'm not going to let this get me down. I'm not going to let this destroy me. I'm coming back, and I'll be stronger and better because of it. You have got to make a declaration that this is what you stand for. Expect things to get better for you, because they are. See, life is cyclic. Whatever experience you're having right now, it has not come to stay. It has come to pass.
The willpower, that's the missing element. Will is the key. Willpower. Coming back from seemingly unsurmountable odds. It's impossible. I've heard that so many times. It's just impossible. Can't be done. It is impossible until some crazy son of a bitch has the audacity to believe that no matter what the expert says, I can still do that shit. And if you don't believe it, just sit your ass down over there and watch me do it. Today, I reclaim my birthright. I'm going to go out the king, the ruler, the beast that I was born to be. Remember what you are. Remember what you are. Remember who the fuck you are. So do what you may. I'm gonna bite this motherfucker's head off.
fight's not over.
Still a fight to be had. We've an armada against us. There's no chance.
It's only a fool's chance.
And it's not something I'm intending to die for.
You're right. Then what shall we die for? You will listen to me.
Listen! The Brethren will still be looking here to us, to lead. And what will they see? Frightened bilge rats aboard a derelict ship? No. No, they will see free men! And freedom! And what the enemy will see is the flash of our cannons. They will hear the ring of our swords, and they will know what we can do! By the sweat of our brows, and the strength of our backs, and the courage of our hearts. Gentlemen, hoist the colors.
Hoist the colors.
Hoist the colors.
Hoist the colors! Aye. The wind's on our side, boys! That's all we need!
Where have you been? Why are you here? And where are you going? If you want to make it happen, it's you. It's not over till I win. Not over till I get through. You've got to have that kind of courage, that type of determination. And you look at it and embrace whatever comes to you. Don't run from it. Step toward it. Don't try and duck it like most people do. See, most people want it easy. Easy come, easy what? Easy go. How do you hang in there during the hard, difficult times? You must have faith. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe in your abilities, unquestionably. And many times when those things happen, you want to give up. Everything in you is telling you to stop. Every muscle is aching. And it's going to be hard. Easy is not an option. But if it's hard, we will do it hard. Whatever is required to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat.
You must define success always. I always say champions that come in pairs of two. The individual, as great as they can be, is only as good as their counterpart pushing them. Why is that so beautiful? Because one is accountability. It's very easy for you to make an excuse on excellence to yourself. You make a pact with yourself, I'm going to do this, right? But you don't tell anybody, you just tell it to yourself. Very easy for you to find the reason on why you can't do it that day. But if you make a pact with someone else, it's very hard for you to bail on somebody else. We can bail on ourselves all day long, but you gotta be a low motherfucker to bail on someone else's progress for excellence. So most of the time when you're a partner, they keep you honest to your goal. Now that role switches back and forth, the coin flips, where you are actually motivating him on his bad days. But together, with a partner, you get this shit done.
What's gonna separate you is when it's beast time, when it's war time, you gotta get up and make it happen. Why? Because that's what beasts do. Watch this though, guys. You can't just say you want it. It's cute to say it. But when it's showtime, when the sun comes out. Now it's time to hunt. And what separates you from everybody else is that when it's time to hunt, you're ready to hunt. Because not only do I want to be a beast, I do what beasts do. Beast mode.
But let me tell you, we got a good one tonight, fellas. We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect you, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because sometimes in life, you have to make people earn your respect. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta have people that say, you know what, damn, I underestimated him. I didn't think he was gonna get that job done and get the promotion. I didn't think they were gonna win that game. So tonight you gotta earn some respect. That's what you need to do, my friends. That's what you gotta do.
The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
And you grew up good and wonderful. It was great just watching every day. It was like a privilege. Then the time come for you to be your own man and take on the world, and you did. But somewhere along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame, like a big shadow. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits. And not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
A leader has an attitude that makes him or her different from followers. And the lion exhibits that attitude. Now, what's the main thing that shocks me about the lion is that the lion is not larger than the giraffe, bigger than the elephant, or heavier than the hippo. The lion is an amazing creature. He's not as smart as the hyena or the snake, but yet he runs things. That's because the lion has something that we need to capture. The lion is the king of the jungle because of one word: attitude. An army of sheep led by a lion will always defeat an army of lions led by a sheep, because leadership can transform cowards into violent warriors. The right kind of leadership can transform timid into bold people who are fearless. Leadership is that powerful. Leadership can walk into a camp of depressed people, and in 20 minutes they have turned on into unbelievable, powerful armies. Because leadership determines everything.
There is in it the idea of the fall. Taking this ghastly risk is the condition of there being life. You see, for all, the life is an act of faith and an act of gamble. The moment you take a step, you do so on an act of faith because you don't really know that the floor is not going to give under your feet. The moment you take a journey, what an act of faith. The moment you enter into any kind of human undertaking in relationship, what an act of faith. See, you've given yourself up. But this is the most powerful thing that can be done. Surrender. That's quite mad, because you see, it's letting things get out of control. All sensible people keep things in control. So we come to the strange conclusion that in madness lies sanity.
I think self-pity is the worst possible emotion anyone can have, and the most destructive. It destroys everything around it except itself. Self-pity will destroy relationships, it'll destroy anything that's good, it will fulfill all the prophecies it makes and leave only itself. And it's so simple to imagine that one is hard done by and that things are unfair and that one is underappreciated, that if only one had had a chance at this, if only one had had a chance at that, things would have gone better, that one is unlucky, all those things. And some of them may well even be true. But to pity oneself as a result of them is to do oneself an enormous disservice.
Sometimes bad things, horrible things happen to good people. I don't know why, but life isn't fair. That's the reality. And a good person in the wrong place, in the wrong time, can end up just a victim of fate and of reality. And it can be horrible and heart-wrenching. But when those bad things happen to people around you, what are you going to do? Are you going to get angry? Are you going to get frustrated? Are you going to lash out at people? Who are you going to lash out at anyways? Are you going to start going down the spiral of negativity? Are you going to fall over and fall down and fall apart? Or are you going to lead? Are you going to face this issue with courage and with resolution? I say lead. Lead. Step up to the challenge. Be the one that other people look to. Absorb that impact, absorb that negativity. Draw fire. Draw fire. Bring that pain to me. I can handle it when maybe others cannot. When bad things are happening, I am going to try and be the one good thing. The thing standing tall that can be relied upon. Because I know that attitude will spread.
Mind is everything. If you don't believe you can do something, then you can't. If you believe that your father was a bum and he left you, or your mother wasn't any good, and therefore you have to walk around as a refugee from that crisis situation for the rest of your life, forever bearing the burden of that experience, then that will be your life. It's like you have to save your own life. Nobody's gonna be able to save it for you. So we have to do what we have to do, no matter what it is.
Remember your dream. It's not too late to see it come to pass. Now, don't let circumstances talk you out of it. It's all a part of the process. Every disappointment, every delay, every closed door. Sometimes the people closest to you will be the least supportive. Don't get distracted fighting battles that don't matter. Trying to prove to them who you are, trying to convince them how they should be for you. You don't need their approval. There are seeds of greatness in you right now. Dreams so big that you can't accomplish them on your own. The true mark of a champion is even though some dirt gets thrown on your dream, instead of letting it get buried, you keep shaking it off. When you face opposition, things don't go your way, recognize that it's not permanent. That's not your final destination. Your time is coming. In other words, the adversity is temporary, the glory is eternal.
Let me tell you something. If tomorrow wasn't promised, what would you give for today? Forget everything else. Forget everything else. Forget that there was any sunlight left. What would you spend today thinking about it? We get one opportunity in life, one chance in life to do whatever you're gonna do, to lay your foundation, to make whatever mark you're gonna make, whatever legacy you're gonna leave your legacy. So that team that think they're ready to see you, every moment is a new moment. So now you got to go out and show them that I'm a different creature now than I was 5 minutes ago. Because I'm pissed off for greatness. Because if you ain't pissed off for greatness, that means you okay with being mediocre. Ain't no man in here okay with being just basic. So let's do what we do. Tonight, we ain't got to worry about taking no break.
I want to win so bad. My hunger and appetite for success is intimidating. It scares the shit out of people. And people around me say, slow down, stop. You're doing too much. I can't help myself. I want to win. Only those that can see the invisible can do the impossible. You have to be able to see what doesn't exist in order to be able to pull off or achieve what in most people's minds seems to be impossible. Only those that can see the invisible, being able to see what's not there. What is your vision? You have to be relentless. You have to never let off the gas, never stop, never quit.
Bring it on! I am not afraid!
That's what leaders eat last means. It is very literal. It is very, very literal. And there's a symbolic gesture, but more importantly, there's an importance to it. That's what leadership is. That when there is danger, it's not protecting myself, but it's willing to put myself in harm's way to protect another. That's what eating last means. It means that I will give the very essence of life, food and water, I will give it to the person I love first, so that they may live, even if it means I eat less.
%80 of success is psychology and 20% is mechanics. Resources are never the problem. It's a lack of resourcefulness is why you failed. Resourcefulness is the ultimate resource. And if you don't have what you want, it's because you haven't committed yourself where you would burn your boats. If you want to take the fucking island, burn your fucking boats, and you will take the island, because people, when they're going to either die or succeed, tend to succeed. But most of us give ourselves a way out, and that's why we don't have what we want.
I do not appreciate you killing my men. Also, when I sent my people to kill your people for killing my people, you killed more of my people. Not cool. Not fucking cool. You have no fucking idea how not fucking cool that shit is. But I think you're gonna be up to speed here shortly. You are so gonna regret crossing me in a few minutes. Fuck yeah, you are.
I'll tell you this, in any fight, it's the guy who's willing to die who's gonna win that itch. And I know if I'm gonna have any life anymore, it's because I'm still willing to fight and die for that itch. Because that's what living is. The 6 inches in front of your face Now, I can't make you do it. You gotta look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes. Now, I think you're gonna see a guy who will go that inch with you. You're gonna see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down to it, you're gonna do the same for him. That's a team, gentlemen. And either we heal now as a team, or we will die as individuals. That's all it is. Now, what are you gonna do?
So let us understand the situation. We are going into battle against a tough and determined enemy. I can't promise you that I will bring you all home alive. But this, I swear, that when we go into battle, I will be the first to set foot on the field, and I will be the last to step off. And I will leave no one behind. Dead or alive, we will all come home together. So help me God.
Failure is the foundation for all success. Failure is the soil that the seed of success drops into. No one who's successful in anything hasn't failed. But the ultimate failure, the failure that you die with, because this game does end, folks. This game's gonna be over eventually, right? And when the game's over, you gotta ask yourself, you gotta look at yourself and say, did I give it my all? And if you failed and didn't continue, didn't get up again, didn't choose to be reborn again, then that's the ultimate failure.
The body has limitations, the mind does not. We focus so much on what goes on from the neck down that we forget it all starts from here. If you're not mentally ready, you're never really physically prepared. Your preparation has to be second to none. The ones that can excel, they're so well prepared at their task, no matter what variable is thrown at them, what circumstance, they can adjust and they can get that end result. Most people, when the game ends, they exhale. The champions never exhale. It transcends whatever you're doing. It's not a switch you turn on and off. There's no such thing as beast mode. They're just beasts. There is no mode. The truth is very concise. The words are very few. To me, there's no such thing as luck. All luck is preparation meeting opportunity. You have to be ready, prepared for that situation. Everybody runs from pressure. It's easy to blame somebody else, to play armchair quarterback, to say, oh yeah, if they would have ran this play, this would have happened. Pressure is a privilege. If the boss puts you into a pressure situation, that's a privilege. He believes in you. You better deliver.
We're talking about sacrifice now. But I'm saying today it's got to go from external to internal. You have to give it everything you got, because it's not about where you come from. It's about heart. You come to a place where, being smart ain't enough. You got to have heart, because I realized I got to commit my very being to this thing. I got to breathe it, I got to eat it, I got to sleep it. And until you get there, you'll never be successful in life. I'm talking about going deep now, giving up stuff. The most important thing is this: to be able at any moment to sacrifice what you are for what you will become.
All type of knowledge ultimately means self-knowledge. Running water never grows stale, so you gotta just keep on flowing. I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
I don't care what we go through, we're gonna survive this. The problem is, you ain't never felt no pain before, you're soft. It's a soft generation. You quit on everything. You quit and you ain't even tried yet. Pain is temporary. It may last for a minute, or an hour, or a day, or even a year. But eventually, it will subside. And something else will take its place. If I quit, however, it will last forever.
Now, there really isn't anything radically wrong with dying. Who said you're supposed to survive? Who gave you the idea that it's a gas to go on and on and on? So therefore, one person who dies in a way is honorable because he's making room for others. by, as it were, passing on a torch, so that you don't have to carry it all the time. There comes a point where you can give it up and say, now you work. And so we die. And so something else comes to birth, which gets an entirely new view.
There's a few things, about 3 things to my account that I need each day. One of them is something to look up to, another is something to look forward to, and another is someone to chase. My hero, that's who I chase. Now, when I was 15 years old, I had a very important person in my life come to me and say, who's your hero? And I said, I don't know, I gotta think about that. Give me a couple of weeks. I come back 2 weeks later, this person comes up and says, who's your hero? I said, I thought about it. You know who it is? I said, it's me in 10 years. So I turned 25 10 years later. That same person comes to me and goes, so are you a hero? And I was like, not even close. No. She said, why? I said, because my hero is me at 35. So you see, every day, every week, every month, and every year of my life, my hero's always 10 years away. I'm never gonna be my hero. I'm not gonna attain that. I know I'm not. And that's just fine with me because that keeps me with somebody to keep on chasing.
So I'm hanging out with all my buddies, and I realized something. Think of the group of people you've known the longest in your life. Think of the group of friends that you've hung out with the most. Maybe you're all here tonight. And this is what I've realized. I had an epiphany, and here it is right here. There is one person in every group of friends that nobody fucking likes. You basically keep them there to hate their guts. When that person is not around the rest of your little base camp, your hobby is cutting that person down. Example, Karen is always a douchebag. Every group has a Karen, and she's always a bag of douche. When she's not around, you just look at each other and go, God, Karen, she's such a douchebag. Until she walks up, and then you're like, hey, what's up, Karen? Karen, what's up, Karen? There's always that one person, and I'm looking out, and some of you guys are like, I disagree. Well, you're the person.
It's not what you did, son, that angers me so. It's who you did it to.
Who? The fucking nobody?
That fucking nobody is Reiboku. We call him Baba Yaga.
The boogeyman?
It wasn't exactly the boogeyman. He was the one you sent to kill the fucking boogeyman. He was a man of focus, commitment, sheer will. Something you know very little about. He will come for you, and you will do nothing because you can do nothing.
Ah, yes, the wave attack. One of my best moves. My pride and joy. This is the reason I am Osin's strongest military weapon. I crush the enemy with wave after ferocious wave of soldiers. This technique is impenetrable. It has no weakness.
Wipe out.
These waves are mine.
Nani?
Oh, shit!
What is up, YouTube? Live via satellite here, and today we are talking Kingdom Manga chapter 530.